Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Auto Television. We are in Charlotte Motor Speedway for tonight's kickoff of the 2026 B season for the series. And looking forward to some great racing action on track. In the booth, though, it's gotten a little crowded. I got Richie Coy in here, of course, for the Wednesday night trucks. I also got Joshua O'Connor joining us in the booth tonight to call the race. I'm going to start with Josh. Welcome to the booth. This should be a lot of fun. This is a fun race to call. Should have a lot of fun here tonight.
Thank you, Brody. Yeah, I'm really appreciating. I'm looking forward to being out here. I've been racing with you guys on and off for a few years, so I've got a good understanding of the drivers and stuff in the field, and I'm hoping to provide some good quality entertainment for folks and maybe give some good information to you. Absolutely.
It should be a lot of fun. And Richie, yeah, we saw Josh. He's been on the track with us all season. He's jumped in the booth here tonight for us, and it should be a lot of fun to call the race with him. A lot of good racing is going to happen here. Charlotte's a great track, and this is going to be a great track to kind of start off with to get Josh a little experience up here in the booth. He's got experience on the track. Now he's going to get some in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. Always coming up here to the booth is a completely different feel about the race. But I just wanted to compliment Josh on his State Farm uniform that he's wearing over there. He looks like Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm
up here in the booth. Yeah, I'm just going back to one of his.
Got to make him look good.
Yep, he runs one of those trucks. One of the trucks that he ran was he had his uncle, I believe it was, that was painted on the side of the truck.
Yeah, that would be Marcus Sikora with State Farm Insurance out of Missouri. He gave me permission to use him for the truck, and they called him Mr. Smiles. We were going around, everybody got a good kick out of just seeing a guy smiling at him from their corner panel.
We sure did up here too as well. We caught that out there, and it's unique branding, but hey, it works. It's awesome. We're looking at the track description here for Charlotte. Again, this is one of your I guess this is the typical mile-and-a-half track that everybody kind of thinks of. This is the home base for a lot of the teams here in NASCAR, and this is your typical mile-and-a-half track with the dog legs on the front stretch, and pretty good banking in the corners. It's a fast track, but also there's going to be some lifting tonight with the trucks, especially during the daylight. These guys are going to be dealing with some grip issues and slipping and sliding around a little bit, Richie.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks that I guess it's kind of the original cookie cutter. So it was at the OCC of cookie cutters. But yeah, it's a little bit older surface, and it does run quite a bit different than all the other cookie cutters. And you're going to get a lot of sliding around. But what you're also going to get is you're going to get some two wide action here as everybody runs specifically through 1 and 2. You got two grooves that you can be using here.
I got to run through our results from last week real quick. We saw Brett Gardner get the win at Dover, 2 in a row for him. He's going for 3 in a row tonight, starting a new season. I would show you the points, but guess what? We don't really have any. This is a new season, a brand new, a clean slate, Josh, for all these drivers, and a great opportunity to kind of start the season off strong.
Absolutely, especially, having driven with most of these guys last season, I have a good experience with a lot of them moving through the field, and hopefully, we could talk about the gains and the losses and see how everybody's doing and spotlight those that are having spectacular nights.
Absolutely. Yep. So it's going to be a lot of fun as these guys finish up qualifying here. And looking at the schedule, let's look at the schedule. Actually, I haven't updated the schedule, so I need to do that. But we're starting at Charlotte, and we got some fun tracks coming up in the B season.
Well, I mean, you're saying they're fun tracks. I haven't seen the schedule, so I don't know. But
there it is.
Any track with the trucks is going to be a fun time. So what do we got here? We got Daytona. That's A season.
No.
I see some Darlington, some Rockingham on there, some skill level tracks out there that look really good.
At the end of the season, for sure. You got Nashville coming up after tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. Michigan's always a blast, and then you got Iowa. So. Yeah, I love that one too. So there's a lot of fun tracks coming up. But before we get to those tracks, though, we got a race tonight here at Charlotte. Let's kick it over to our starting lineup for the Charlotte 200. And picking up where you left off in the championship, at least, is going to be your pole sitter tonight. The 15, Nicholas Moreau, going to take the pole here tonight at Charlotte in his number 15 Chevrolet. Got a new working relationship with Rumble Racing too. We got to look for that as well, see how that pays off for some of those guys. You got Ryan Chapman in second spot, trying to start his season off strong. You got third is going to be Jack Ritchie in a Ram. Two Rams second and third position. Brett Gardner finished starting in fourth, going for 3 in a row. Beside him is Simon Maggan in that number 46 machine. You got Steve Hollingsworth right there in 6th position. He's going to be starting beside Austin DeMore in the 7th spot. 8th is going to go to Justin Gann in the number 30. He's got the 30 now in the trucks versus the 3. 9th spot going to go to Dave Nestor. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 6 of James Torrey, Richie.
Brandon Minto will start on the inside of the next row with Marshall Johnson to his outside in 12th. Christopher Harrison rolls off in a new number this week, or this season, in the number 12. In 13th with Aaron Satcher in the 13th, 14th. Jonathan Varnaskis is 15th with Michael Blachter 16th. Lewis Meglin 17th. Robert Malikian 18th. We got Martin Garreau 19th with Kyle Milliken 20th. Ted Pullen, Andy Reeves, Chris Susky, Victor Fluger, Field Miller, another newcomer, Tony Solari. We have Alan Duranko starting 27th, J.C. Evans 28th, Shad Curran, Brian Bliss, and then Casey McMullen rounding out our 31 truck field. Sorry, I wanted to get through that because I know we're going down the backstretch getting ready to go green here.
Yeah, there's 31 trucks here tonight. A lot of new places for new names. You got new names and new places, I guess I should say. New numbers out there and some new drivers to the league altogether. So it should be a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of exciting action tonight. Maybe some new names up towards the front. We'll see if that happens. Right now we got some old guard up front there with Nicholas Moreau and Ryan Chapman as they come around 3 and 4. The pace car is going to peel off. Nicholas Moreau going to lead them down to the start of the 2026 B season and the start of the Charlotte 200. Pace car is off. They entered the restart zone. We're getting ready to go green here. Green flag flies and away we go racing here at Charlotte.
Ryan Chapman with a great jump on the outside there. So he might actually put up a fight here because he may actually get the run through 1 and 2, but Nicholas is fighting hard on the bottom. But Josh, what are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing a little bit of network code going on over there. I've seen some people blinking a little bit, but everybody's starting already single file from the middle of the pack to the back, just looking for space to move around. But the front of the pack is where all the action's at. Everybody trying to get comfortable through 3 and 4, trying to find those grooves that are working and get that run.
3 wide, and that
three
is
wide up front.
That is contact! There goes
go.
Jack Ritchie through the field, through the infield, spinning sideways.
Sideways.
Hasn't hit anything.
He's gonna avoid the pit.
Yeah. He's no caution, and he didn't hit a thing. But, man, that's contact early on the first lap. That's the last thing you want. You're going to have to come back from that. That's going to be detrimental to your attempt to get some stage points.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go back and look at it. So that was a 3 wide with the 00 and the 72. Isn't the 00 and the 72 on the same team?
They are teammates. Barbecue Motorsports.
Yeah, so it looked like the 00 might have gotten into the back of the 14 of Stevens Hollingsworth that got sideways and down into the 72 of Richie, which obviously put him down through the infield. But, yeah, we do have a stage coming up, so the race isn't lost.
You're looking at a replay
We got a lot of
here.
fighting between the 9 and the 12 right now.
Just looking at a replay here. You're right. The 00 gets in the back of the 14, turns him down onto the 72. Unfortunate. He kind of took his teammate out there in that whole process.
That's early yet. He didn't hit anything.
Did he just get loose? It's hard to tell. But
yeah, I couldn't see either. I can't make definitive whether or not there was contact or not. But while this was going on, Ryan Chapman did drive up and take the lead from Nicholas Moreau.
yeah, new leader 17 Ryan Chapman going to take over the top spot here on lap 4 from Nicholas Moreau going to lead. But Nicholas is not going to let him get away. He's right on his back bumper.
But Josh, what's it like? So, what's your first opinion? Thoughts up here in the booth and not down there in the car?
You see a lot
In
more
the
up
truck
here.
because, yeah, I remember my first time up here. I was all like, I need to be in the car. I need to be in the car. My hands were shaking and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You're looking around. You're looking for the guys that are making the mistakes. You're looking for how would you approach that same situation or take advantage of the mess up and move up the field. A lot of guys are being aggressive early. A lot of guys are kind of biding their time. I mean, this looks great. Like, this is a very different perspective. It's a lot like spotting, but now I get to commentate like I'm reading a book.
Well, yeah.
Well, that and you get to point out to everybody, hey, you did that wrong. Hey, you did that wrong, or you did that right. So
Well, you
it's
end
3
up
wide.
you end up watching the race like a spectator. So now you're kind of wanting the excitement. You want to see in the truck. You're like, hey guys, calm down. But down up here, it's like, man, this is exciting. Keep it up.
That's making it exciting. 11 back is starting to bunch up a little bit. They're all fighting for their position, trying to gain advantage 2 wide through 3 and 4. Like, we might see something happen there, but everybody's going to be trying to single file out and, find their best spot, on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's looking like that 2 wide action in 1 and 2 is definitely there. We got 2 distinct grooves going through 1 and 2.
And these trucks always race here really well. It's fun to race with these. You see somebody flashing. I think it's Brandon Minto again.
Yeah, Brandon Minto again.
It is, yeah.
He's up the track just a little bit there. Close racing with a truck that's flashing is always iffy. But what I was going to say is it's always pack racing here with the trucks, at least for a little while. You got these fresh tires, and everybody's on top of each other. You're right there together, and any small mistake like we saw just there with the 72 can land you in trouble. But once we get strung out a little bit and get gone down the road just a little bit, we're going to see some tire wear. We're going to see some things change. As a matter of fact, we got a change for the lead almost happening right here as Moreau's trying to take it back over.
He's trying. Didn't make it there on the bottom, which this is the typical cookie cutter where you get a good run on the bottom and you just can't get that run off the corner to complete the pass as Ryan Chapman squeezes back out front.
We got a lot of guys that are running that outside line. I'm kind of surprised by that with how dominant the bottom line is through 1 and 2, especially say the tire strategy. I'm just really shocked to see as many guys that we see running as high as they are.
Got Michael Blackner back here trying to make a move into the top 10. He's actually underneath 13 of Aaron Satcher. Is it Satcher?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
Satcher
the gold,
behind
the gold,
him.
Yeah, Aaron Satcher.
gold and maroon.
Aaron Oscus in the top 10. Just outside the top 10, Aaron Satcher right there. 11th and 12th. Oh, yeah.
We're going to check on Jack Ritchie and see how he's doing, see how he's recovering from his situation. He's moved up to the back of the field, so he's not falling off too far.
Yeah, he's just got to hang on and hope for a caution. Of course, we do have that stage caution coming, but man, he was up in 3rd, 4th position. He was in position to get some stage points, and now that's out the window. And this being the first race of the season, man, you want to start strong, and something like that happens, it just deflates you morally, emotionally in this race.
Yeah, but you know what? It's early in the season yet. If you're going to have a flub of a race, this is the one to do it.
Our leader just hit the wall there. The 17 of Ryan Chapman hit the wall off turn 4. That allowed Nicholas Moreau to come through. He's going to retake the lead here. What about Justin Gann? He is running that top side. Like Josh was talking about, they are experimenting. Gets a good run off the top. He's going to look to the inside now of Simon Magan.
And Simon in a new paint scheme. He's gone to that teal gray, but yeah, he takes over 3rd or 4th spot behind the 00 of Brett Gardner, who's hanging on to the 2 leaders.
All the top 5 all right here together still, all in the same screen. They have kind of pulled away from 6th spot Austin DeMore just a little bit, but they're all here together. And I tell you, the 6th of James Torrey having a good run early on too. Had a great qualifying run. He's moved up a couple positions. Now he's in 7th spot, having a solid start to this race.
Yeah, James Torrey, he's had some flashes of some really good runs. We need James to finish this off, and if he does, running here, he'll have a nice top 10.
Josh, I know you.
Josh?
I was going to say, I know you've raced with some of these guys. I was going to ask you. You kind of know the tendencies, and we all do, but you know the tendencies of some of these guys. Some of them will push hard early. Some of them will hang around and wait, and they'll charge at the end. I know Gann was one of the guys that's really good at saving tires. Who do you have your eye on out there that you think is going to perform well tonight? Being that it's a day race here at Charlotte, tires are going to be a factor. Who are you looking at to be really strong here tonight? Who do you think may be able to take this win?
I'm keeping my eye on, pulled up here just a second ago, Austin DeMore, man. I've got my eyes on him right now. He's been very conservative. He's been saving his tires, been taking his time. He's not loose on entry. He's letting it settle down on the bottom of the track and riding it to the top. I see a lot of guys as they go on entry into 1, they're kind of losing that back end a little bit. You see them fighting the front of the car to try and keep it straight. And I think that's going to be a downfall for a lot of guys here. It's just those inputs are going to be so over aggressive trying to keep up or trying to make good time. They're going to end up falling off from that. Like I said, there's some guys that have more aggressive tendencies than others. And we're going to see who really stands out, not just with tire conservation, but also just being able to move through the field and being able to mitigate whatever damage that they lose. The dirty air factor, the tire factor, is just cars racing side by side. It's gonna be interesting to see how these people save their tires so that they can use them.
We were just watching Justin Gann make a pass for third spot, and then he smacked the wall off the corner off turn 2, and that's going to be a trouble spot.
And there's that air that we were talking about. You lose a little bit of that air and that momentum. You know, once you lose a little bit of momentum here, it's really hard to kind of keep back up. People are going to pull you back because once you lose it, that air and the person behind you is going to be able to pull it up. They got the pressure tires because they're not as heated up. And we see Justin right there trying to defend the position. He's going to like come up a little bit in front of the 46 to defend it, but that's going to bring the 21 back to his rear.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Everybody kind of packed together in a pack race, a little draft race, whatever. But you do have the dirty air to contend with as well. So it's just really tricky right now.
Ryan Chapman taking that lead back.
Yep, I was about to say, as we were watching, Ryan Chapman actually just took the lead back from Nicholas Moreau. And now I'm watching 3 wide action down the front stretch with the 50. Sorry, the only one I saw was the 50 to 12 and the 95. Sorry.
Racing hard back here. Martin Gruen, the 50, the 30, or sorry, the 12 of Chris Harrison there. Victor Pfluger right there in front of him.
Up until this last lap, this was a hornet's nest back here. They were like all running too wide, like they were still on a parade lap, not 19 laps into a race here.
I mean, they're racing hard in front of them too. And I'm starting to see some of these trucks get a little out of shape from down the corner. Looks like they're getting a little loose off the corner there.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, is they get looser. Either they're coming out of the corner or on entry. It's going to lose so much time momentum. 9's all the way up into the 12's door, and he saves it, but he drives all the way up to the track because he loses a little bit of it. That arrow we were talking about is going to pull these guys whichever way, and we're going to figure out who's able to kind of take advantage of that. We got 3 wide, 2 rows deep.
Oh, the 42
he's sideways in the wall to the rear.
Kyle Milliken around into the outside wall. Caution flies. Oh, Biggie. Brian Bliss comes in late and hits Kyle Milliken.
But it looks like Biggie didn't have it his way. Oh wait, that's Burger King.
Brian just looks like he second guesses himself. He's not sure if if Milliken's gonna lock it up at the top of the track or roll back down, and that second guess is all it took for him to run on the side of his car.
Richie, you missed an opportunity. McDonald's has drive-throughs. We didn't want him to drive through the 42 though.
Oh, that's right. There you go. I went with the only one I could remember, which was "Have It Your Way." It's not even McDonald's.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
You get what you pay for here.
We're laughing up here, but Kyle's trying to get in his box here and having all kind of issues. But yeah, that's a tough break, man. And let's go back and look on our replay here to see what happened to the 42 in 3 and 4. I mean, they were kind of stacking up a little bit, and looks like, who was that ran in the back of him there?
I didn't catch it. Hold on, let me see if I can.
It was a white truck. Was it Martin? It was Martin Garone, the 50, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was. It absolutely was.
Yeah, just like he just drove in there, drove into the back of the 42.
Yeah, I think he thinks the 42 is going to give him a lane a little bit to the bottom, but that lane's not actually there. So when he tries to put his car in that position, it just unfortunately makes contact with 42.
I mean, there was a little bit of a checkup in front of him, so it kind of got everybody checked up. But you got to give that little bit of extra room for those kind of things, especially only being on lap 18. It's unfortunate for the 42. I mean, we're kind of fortunate that the 42 was the only one involved in that one, because there was a lot of trucks around him.
Except for Biggie.
Well,
except for Brian,
he ran into that later.
Car, but yeah, but you're right. He came in a little bit later. He had to go through the McDonald's drive-through to get there.
I think the 50 just had a harder drive in a lower entry, and it pulled him up to looking too fast, and that's all it took to just upset his car when he made that contact with it.
Oh man, and there comes
so
Brian Bliss.
This always brings in the strategy, so that we have 14 laps to the stage, and we had 17 trucks stay out. Everybody else pitted, including Justin Gann, who had hit the wall, James Torrey, and Robert Malikian. So we're going to have guys coming up through the field on fresher tires, and we know what that always does.
Yeah, we'll have to check and see. I was looking at that last replay to see Brian Bliss come in there late. 17th spot is going to be,
18 back, I believe, starting at Justin Gann, James Torrey, Robert Malikian, I believe, are the ones who are
Alan Duranco.
I think somebody just
from the pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Actually, yeah, Aaron Laranco did actually start from the pits.
So, yeah, he was showing a 0 there. So Justin again going to be the first one out on new tires from 18th position. We'll see if he can make something happen from there. 22 laps,
Have a
racing lap.
flashback to Texas.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. 35 laps is your stage. Lap 134 is the end of the race. So these guys are going to have about 12 laps when they take the green flag.
And it's
Curious
going to
what
be
the tire wear
clogged.
was there.
Probably not very good.
I think probably
Knowing this
80% maybe.
tire. Yeah. What do we got?
Say about
We're
80.
20 laps in.
20 laps,
Should be.
yeah, I'd say about 80%. So you got about 20% differential in the front half of the field. It's going to make it very interesting on this restart.
And that kind of depends on how hard these guys were on tire. I thought the 30 was one of the better cars as far as saving his tires. He was starting to march forward. So kind of surprised that he's the one that decided to come in. But obviously he thinks he's got a better chance here with fresh tires than he does standing on these old tires up front. So we'll see.
I think if he can make it clean to the field, yeah. He's got to make it through these guys first.
All right, so Ryan Chapman, your leader, going to bring them down. Nicholas Moreau for your first restart here on lap 22. Waiting for the green in the restart zone. Green flag is out. Oh, Ryan Chapman spinning those tires all over the place.
One in the wall.
A lot of tire spin.
You got two cars going in the back, the 2 car, and it looks like the 90. Slipping tires in the restart. Justin's making his charge forward. He's already up for spots.
Yeah, he's up to 13th.
Inside, making his way up to a teammate's door. You know he's going to let him have that.
Yeah, put him up into the top 11 already. We're not even one lap in after this restart. The 36 Dave Hester up the track.
Yeah, he did. Oh, we got a caution.
Oh, caution.
Oh, where's it at?
43.
Lewis Maglin in the wall in turn 4. Those petty colors turned around on the banking of turn 4. Caution flash for the second time tonight. That's going to slow the progress for the 30 car of Gann just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a rough looking
Well,
track
I mean,
too. It looks like the 14 gets to run along the outside and he tries to challenge it. And 43 makes a crucial overcorrection and just destroys the 14.
All right, let's go back and look at our replay here. In 3 and 4. The track loose. Oh, yeah. Wrong place, wrong time for the 14. 43 just gets loose and pancakes into the wall. Probably saved the 43 a little bit of damage, to be honest with you, but the 14 playing blocker for the 43.
I see a little bit of damage on the left rear of the 43 prior to entering that corner. I wonder if that had anything to do with him getting loose going in there. I don't know if he had prior contact.
Well, let's back it up and see. We got a minute.
Where'd you say? You said on the left rear?
Yeah.
Jack Ritchie on the restart.
Yeah, I was going to say yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Boy, there's a lot of stuff going on this restart. A lot of tire spin.
We predicted it, though. We knew there was going to be, with the 20% difference, be a lot of tire spin, a lot of guys being aggressive, trying to earn those extra spots.
Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times we race this track at night with the trucks. We don't usually see them during the day.
Right.
And so this is a little bit different. You see the 14 coming through the field there. He was one of the guys with fresher tires. Comes up on the 43 again. Just a replay here. And unfortunately, just was outside the 43 when he had his issue.
Yeah, it's just
Gives us
a bad place to be for the 14. Just absolutely, you just think you have it. You got a great run. You're on the outside. You started to make the pass, and that's it.
And the 14 had a good truck, too. He was back there with the fresh tires, but he had a fast truck. He was up there early on.
Yeah, he was definitely looking to go to the outside and was making his move to the front. But I know all about being in the wrong place at the wrong time here. That's my motto from last night.
One of the new drivers this season, right?
Who's that? Hollingsworth is in this series.
Okay.
He's new to newish to the trucks. He's been in the trucks before.
Okay, all right.
But while we got a moment, we got some chat going on. We got Kermit Henny out there in chat, rooting on JC Motorsports. We got the barbecue. Let's go, boys. Ryan's mom's out there. Tony's mom is here. Go, Tony. And actually, Kermit out here saying Josh is a great addition in the booth. So He's got a fan. Nobody's ever said that to me. So I guess that's, you know, everybody likes Josh.
Oh, that's
Dang
not a
it,
little
I
bit
am
of
Jake.
brotherly love. That's love, but he's a fellow veteran over there. He serves in the U.S. military, so he's another brother in arms there. So there's a lot of love coming from him. So I appreciate you, Kermit. Thank you so much, brother.
So we are double filed here, Brody. We're getting ready to go on a restart.
Yeah, it's Ryan Chapman. Now Brett Gardner up to second after in that whole kerfuffle on the restart. Brett Gardner moves up to second spot. Nicholas Moreau, Simon Magan, Ted pulling your top five, and Ted having a good run as well up there in the fifth position. Again, eyes are going to be on the first car with fresh tires. Where is he at? Justin
Number
Gann.
30 at Justin Gann, number 7. Or seventh place.
Seventh spot. So watch out, guys. And we got to watch the tire spin here, too. We saw it on the last restart.
And we got another batch of guys who went in and got pitted this time. So we got an extra batch of new guys on fresh tires. That person is starting 17th, just like Justin Gann did here.
Here we go. Pace cars get ready to roll in.
Pace car's going to pull off. They're going to pull down to the restart zone again. Chapman, your leader. Brett Gardner in second. Brett going for 3 in a row, like I said. He's going to be strong here tonight. Going to be looking for that third win. Green flag flies. The 17 has a much better start this time. Pulls out a lead. Does a really good job of getting the power down this time.
Ted Poland tried to
Little bit
block
of
out Justin
contact.
Gann's run there, but he was able to kind of get edged out.
Looks like everybody was able to get the
run.
power down this time on the restart, so no issues there. But yeah,
Gann on the charge down the backstretch, gets a good run off up to fifth position. Simon Magan next on his list. We got Nicholas Moore third, fighting with Brett Gardner. Gardner doing a good job hanging on there, but well, I think he's gained enough positions here. That 30's gonna be hard to hold off. Here comes
Next
Nick.
guy, newest
he
tires.
is.
So, but the next guy, the newest tires, is going to be Robert Malikin. He's sitting there in 8th place. He's about to challenge Sonny Solar on the outside for 1 and 2, and he's going to make the pass.
So charging forward as well as that Robert Malikian, number 16.
Up to 7th place.
I tell you what, though, Nick Moreau and Brett Gardner side by side. That's going to stall the 30 of Gann in just a minute. Gann's going to have to
looking
pick
for
a
a lane.
line.
He's going to have the inside line here into 1.
Takes
00
it.
doesn't block it, leaves it open for him.
Here comes to the inside, side by side. It's going to be no contest here for second spot, I think, if they get down to 3 and 4. And then Ryan Chapman will be next on his list to get. I tell you what, Robert Malikian is making a charge here, though. But so, I mean, Ted Poland's right there beside him.
Yeah, the old tires
James Torrey
aren't gonna be able
going
to fight him
underneath.
off. He's about to get swallowed up by all the new tires coming around him from those who pit on lap 24.
Yeah, Victor Pfluger is now, or Ashton Demore, sorry, is now in 8th in the 21, and he's pitted on lap 24. He's caught the guys that pitted on lap 20.
Look at this run on the bottom. Look at the 10 of Pfluger.
Boy,
Oh, they're
16
3 wide.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 3 wide.
Oh, it's getting tight down there. Very tight quarters.
Run to the inside, he's going to take it. Just again to the lead.
That's
There's
going
still
on
three
while they're
wide.
doing this.
What's going on? There's so much. What a great race. Oh my goodness.
That's
How
tight.
many times has Ryan Chapman had this happen where he's been leading late in a stage, only to be passed by somebody who pitted to take tires?
Hey, don't count out Robert Malikian here. He's been strong here before. I've raced with him before here. We've had a really good race here in the past here in Charlotte. He's really good around this track, and here he comes charging to second spot. He's got Austin Demore though right there with him as well with fresh tires.
Victor Pfluger, James Torrey's up to 5th.
And remember, Torrey won a stage as well at Kansas. About flipping
He
one
did,
of these
doing the
stages.
same thing.
Oh yeah, he knows how
Here
to
comes
do
Michael
this.
Blackner. Michael Blackner on fresh tires
Blackner
just took
making
over.
him- Oh, gave a bump to Ryan. See what he's going to do.
Looks like Ashton Demore is underneath Robert Malikian for second place here.
Yeah,
He's
better
got
run.
Victor Pfluger in tow. But Justin Gann still out front.
Pfluger's
Yeah,
no
those
longer
two-
in
those
tow.
two are catching up.
Yeah,
Pfluger's gonna
Pfluger
look for
is no
second.
longer in tow.
Moore and Pfluger are definitely challenging their teammate. They're catching up.
He's-
Those 4-lap newer tires are making a difference.
They're eating them up. They're side by side. Whichever one gets to Gann and Gann doesn't block may have an opportunity unless they can figure out how they want to run. But here comes James Torrey too. behind Robert Malikian.
They're gonna have to settle
Pit
this
lane
one
closed.
in second if they're gonna. Oh, Demore just bounced off the wall into turn one.
Obviously, I'm rooting for these three up here. These are my teammates, so I'm definitely rooting for these guys to come out here and do well. So he puts on a show.
Hey.
He's racing well, so let's go, guys.
No rooting in the booth. There's no rooting in the booth. But they are coming to the stage end here.
Actually, it's gonna be one lap after this, right? So they're coming to the wire.
Yes.
One lap to go for the stage. They got that settled.
That's what I said.
Second and third.
Austin's gaining.
Meanwhile, Ryan Chapman has slipped back to 7th. He is still the highest person that did not pit for tires. Michael Blackner made it by and is in 6th place. So put new tires 1 through 6.
Yeah, Ryan's falling all the way down to 7th place.
Austin Demore in the last corner through 3 and 4. Can he do anything to catch Justin Gann? No, he cannot. So it's going to be Gann taking the green and white checkered flag here to take the stage win. Austin Demore in second. Victor Pfluger third. Robert Malikian and James Torrey, your top 5 as the caution flies for the stage.
Michael Blackner 6th. Aaron Satcher 7th. Ryan Chapman actually fell back to 8th. Brett Gardner 9th. And Christopher Harrison rounds out our top 10. Picks up that last stage point.
You know, coming back to one of the storylines at the beginning of this race on the first lap, Jack Ricci still only in 27th position. I wonder if he's got more damage than we think he does, or if something happened. I'm not sure. But still hanging around. He is the last car on the lead lap.
He got into the 43 before that last incident, and I'm wondering if that damaged the front of his car, his truck a little bit.
Actually, he's a lap down, so yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's the first car lap, which means he might actually get the lucky dog.
All right, well, stage is in the books. We're gonna come down, get some fresh tires and some fuel, and hope that you don't need that extra set of tires you burned to get to the front here for the stage, Josh.
A little bit of good game bumping going on there between the 21 and the 30 coming out of 2. Like it. I like it.
Oh, calm down.
I think he's trying to get into his head. He's trying to get into his head. Well, actually, I don't know where he was going with that one, but he's trying to get into his head and tell him, "Hey, I'm here."
You think he's trying to let him know he's got a zip code next to him? Is his neighbor now?
Well, 1, 2, 3 for that team.
Jump in the pit.
So they are showing off here tonight.
Aaron Satcher also snuck into the top 10 there.
Yeah. Looking for Aaron to have a good season as well. He's had some tough luck, but he's got some fast cars and some fast teammates, and he's really shown up lately in the racing. He just hasn't had the finishes that he probably deserves.
So Jack Ritchie did get the lucky dog, and he's going around. The 96 is also a lap down, but it looks like he's going to take a wave around, or he's going to pit after
Justin
everybody
Gann's
else.
going to win the race off of pits.
Yeah, it's close.
Austin, Victor behind.
Yeah, Victor coming off a win. Victor coming off a win in the Cup Series at Dover on Monday night. So I was trying to carry some of that momentum. So far, so good. Up to third tonight and in contention. It's still got a long ways to go.
So here's another bonus of taking those tires, and as they all pit. So now that, of course, they have one less set of tires than the guys that stayed out. But now Ryan Chapman's going to restart 7th. Brett Garner's going to restart 8th. Nicholas Moreau is going to restart 10th, or thereabouts. But now they got all the traffic in front of them that are on new tires in front of them. It's going to be hard to pass.
We were talking about Aaron Satcher, and it looks like he's off the pace. He's way back at the back. I don't know if he's sitting there to get some damage fixed or what, but he's back in 29th position now, or sorry, 25th. So something going on there with the 13.
Yeah, I can't tell. It looks like he rolls into his pit. He takes 4 tires and then sits. So I don't see any damage or anything, but
He may just
Maybe
be
it's a pee break.
Well, maybe
that's
he
very
might just
possible.
he might just want to get out of the scrum and settle in here.
Yeah, because the real race is about to begin. We're about to do
Yes.
a really long stage, and everyone's going to start getting their racing in. Ryan's in a good position with that extra set of tires in the wall if something happens late. If I'm Aaron or some of these other guys, because I took that set early, like I might, be kind of patient here in the back and just kind of wait it out and see what happens with the field. You save a lot of tire just watching stuff happen.
Just looking at some of the new guys. You got Phil Miller back there in the 76 in a Ram. Another Ram for the series. Andy Reeves here in the Chevrolet. Jonathan Baranowskis, we've had him in and out of the series. Welcome him back to the 90 truck there for Rumble Racing.
Isn't Andy Reeves a coach for KC?
Yes. So
Man, what an honor.
Do we have? Yeah, we'd have to ask.
We have NFL royalty in our midst, unless it's a different Andy Reeves.
All right. All right, let's see what happens here. We're going to get the green flag to start the race to the end of the race. Here's they enter the restart zone. Justin Gann going to bring them down. Austin Moore in second. Green flag out. And we are racing once again.
Justin Gann got a great start.
Yeah, he waited really long in the restart zone there, and I think he caught a bunch of guys sleeping. But we're back to again.
Brian Bliss just turned on to the apron and rejoined the track.
Well, he was involved in that wreck. Maybe, he was probably at McDonald's for a while.
Yeah,
He was at McDonald's fixing a milkshake machine.
McFlurry?
We got a McFlurry.
It's always broken.
We got a McFlurry of action on the track right here. About 6 to 10.
We got 2 wide, about 6 rows deep. Nice little crossover. Is that Ted Pullen?
Ted Pullen to the inside. Yes. Nicholas Moreau.
Ted Pullen is pulling.
You got one running high.
Yeah, what about Moreau? Right there in the 15 spot. He's back in the right at the exit of the top 10. Just fell out of the top 10 actually.
He restarted 10. Oh, he's into the back of the 12.
We're good. We cleaned up. He's gonna give it a couple spots.
And that is exactly what I was talking about. He restarted 10th. He had lost all that track position, and now he's in the back here, and it's hard to pass, and things like that can happen.
I wonder if he made his tires angry. That's why we saw him so high going through 3 and 4 there. Like he's just trying to cool his tires off at this point. Maybe got a rougher start with him than he wanted to.
But he might have made the 12 angry. I don't know about his tires.
Right on board with Ryan Chapman, thinking about making it 3 wide down the backstretch. Thinks better of it with Victor Pfluger there and Justin Gann right in front of him. Fifth spot, that's 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there. And second spot having a little bit of an issue there. Austin Moore a little wiggle through 3 and 4. It's going to back him up to these guys.
I'm a little upset. We missed the pass for the lead.
We did. And it's
James Torrey took the lead. Yes, absolutely. Wow. That is good stuff right there.
James to the front.
Very good for James.
Get around Austin Moore. Leading this race, a 6 truck having a good run tonight. Of course, he likes these mile and a halves. Like I said before, he's got a stage win from Kansas. He's good on these mile and a halves. He knows what he needs to do here, and he's getting it done. Up 9 spots from where he started, and now he's going to have a challenge from DeMore.
And if Josh was going to be in the booth rooting for people, I'm rooting for James Torrey to finish this one out. I want to see him finish this out the way he's running right now.
Absolutely, he's having a great start. Like watching him get those good races, side-by-side action, fighting for that lead a little bit ago was pretty exciting. I've been paying more attention to these guys back here, watching the congestion from 10th back just kind of pull people together and create that slinky effect.
He's fighting hard on the outside to hang on to this lead. He's going to do it. He pulls back in front up front. Aaron Oscar's up there in the 6th spot too, kind of joins this crowd. On the back bumper of Ryan Chapman.
Michael Blackner and Brett Garner going side by side down the backstretch behind Varanowskis and Malikian.
The dives it in there, but the outside trying to stay there.
The 12 in the wall behind them.
F.6 is establishing a decent little lead over there.
And don't look now. But here comes that Tonka truck with Jack Ritchie. He is up to 14th, working on 13th spot. So you were counting him out before, Brody, but here he comes.
Well, that truck is Tonka tough. I can say that.
It is.
He's had that accident on lap 1, and he's rebounding nicely here.
I
thought it was three wide. I
It
thought
almost
it was.
was.
No,
It
there's
almost
3
was.
wide up front. Ryan Chapman's 3 wide
Oh.
with Justin
Down the
Gann.
middle, Austin off of Ryan's door, going into 1.
Pfluger.
He's going to back off and give it back to him.
Gann, Ryan Chapman, side by side. Now it's going to be Chapman and Pfluger, side by side, coming off turn 2. Pfluger's going to get the best of that.
Jonathan's going to challenge Justin going to the inside of 3. He's going to try and get another spot there, see if he can take advantage of Justin. He's back against the wall.
Yeah, Baranowski's having a strong run tonight. The highest running of the Rumble Racing guys right now. In 6th spot, trying to take 5th away from Justin Gann.
While that was happening, the leader just smoked the wall coming off turn 4 as James Torrey got loose in 2nd and put Victor Pfluger up to around James Torrey for 2nd, right in front of Ryan Chapman.
49 laps down, 134 is the goal. 86 laps remaining. And
Yes, sir.
we got our pit stop somewhere in there as well. So these guys racing hard early on, trying to get everything they can while these tires are feeling good. We're going to see that change as we get throughout the night, or throughout the day, I guess.
Yeah, as the shadows start to creep over in turn 1 and lengthen, eventually they'll happen to the backstretch, but that probably won't be towards the end of the race.
So right now, Austin O'More leading, Victor Pfluger. A couple of teammates up front, James Torrey in 3rd. We got 4 Fords in the top 5, 2 guys, and a Ram. No Chevys in the top 5.
They're coming, though. Don't count out them Chevys. They're coming.
Still sticking with that. That front 6 is still establishing that gap. They're still moving away. Everyone else is doing a good job, just going single file, just biding their time, just waiting for that moment. And we may see more racing harder after that pit stop comes.
Here comes Ryan Chapman around the outside of the 6 of James Torrey. Torrey tried to make a move on Pfluger. Pfluger cut that off. Torrey had to check up, and I think it's going to cost him 3rd position as Ryan's charging now, trying to get to the back bumper of the number 10 of Victor Pfluger.
Now, watching somebody like Justin Gann for the last couple of weeks, or the whole season last year, I know that he's been saving tires since the drop of the green flag.
Yep.
Ryan Chapman has been the complete opposite. He is going, I think, as fast as Ryan Chapman can go right now. And I'm curious to see where they are after about 20 to 25 laps.
Yeah. Well, Chapman's looking for 2nd right now. He's going to get it off turn 4. Well, he's going to try to run away and try to get away from Gann, as he knows Gann's probably saving tires. This is always the battle. You got one guy saving tires and one guy going hard, and they usually just kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah, usually they bog them down enough to keep together. You know, the racing becomes a lot better once they start trying to defend their lines. You can't really, it's hard to pass here. It really is. Like you were talking about earlier with the way we slip and slide through the corners, it's so easy to lose the back end in a side-by-side scenario.
There goes the 6 of James Torrey. Victor Pfluger gets a little loose in front of Pfluger right there.
Ryan Chapman looking for the lead going into turn 1 on the bottom.
Gain 1 out of that.
Chapman.
Front 6 put on a show.
Chapman to the bottom, trying to take him the lead over Austin Moore. Side by side on turn 2. DeMoore with the speed off the top of turn 2. Gonna hang on to this for now, but Chapman's gonna dive back into turn 3 and try to get there.
Austin's gonna edge him out on the exit. He's got him on the exit. Oh, he's in the wall a little.
Still side by side.
He had him.
We've seen some great finishes here coming through 3 and 4 to the line. I think Justin Gann was involved in one of those finishes. I think it was you and Gann, was it not, Richie?
Could be.
Could be.
It could be. What were we talking about? Last season?
Maybe it was Chapman and Gann. I can't remember. Either way, Chapman up front now going to take that lead. So Ram out front. Oh, Austin Moore hard into the outside wall off turn 4. Gets that dirty air and just pushes up. And here comes James Torrey. He's going to try to take advantage of this.
Going to the outside.
Does a good job of recovering, though. He maintains his line through the exit, stays ahead of James. James still on that inside, though. He's trying to bring that air, but he's trying to get something clean so he can get that run. Let's see if he can get it on the next corner through 1.
Wonder if he got a little loose there. The way he kind of juked off the corner.
Yeah, like he might have rubbed something wrong, or the wheel got away from him or something.
They're still right here together. You cannot get away from each other here in these trucks. And I say that Ryan Chapman is starting to actually pull away from these guys, but everybody else is kind of packed up together here behind him. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and even sixth right there. Victor Fluger.
So if you go back even further, they're double wide, triple wide back here. With Nicholas Moreau only up to ninth at the moment. Eighth, and Brett Gardner back in ninth. But there's some hard racing going on all throughout the field here with J.C. Evans and Ted Pullen side by side. Martin Garreau right there as well. Tony Solari. The four of Alan Duranco, who started on pit road, is up to 18th, so he's pulled up to the back of his pack too. So hard racing everywhere.
J.C. Evans and Ted Pullen.
Oh, that's
Pullen pulled to the bottom of the track.
That's
I think he's good. I think he might have just got a little loose.
He was running the chicane on the backstretch. They run when they run the road.
I just saw that go off the corner of my screen, and I thought that it was going to be an accident. But yeah, he just gets loose, comes right back on the racetrack, loses a couple spots, lives another day.
48's challenge in the 50 turn one. That side-by-side battle on the exit. J.C. Evans, he's been doing really consistent throughout the race that I've been watching. He's not the fastest guy on the track, but he's definitely catching up to the field.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to be the fastest to finish well. You just have to be Mr. Consistency, and then just be where you be in the right place at the right time, and not, you know, not like, unfortunately, like Stephen Hollingsworth, who was in the wrong place at the right place at the wrong time, whatever you want to do it.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Ooh, James Torrey in the wall a little bit off turn two, just going back up front. Ryan Chapman still up front, although Austin O'Moore starting to kind of at least match the speed. Maybe actually he's actually kind of running in on Ryan Chapman just a little bit here. He's starting to catch him a little bit. Here comes Justin Gann, though, to the outside of the six of Torrey. This is the part of the run where you're going to start seeing Gann probably kind of inch forward and start to try to reel in those guys who ran here early on.
So they pitted on lap 37. I said about 20 to 25 laps, so that would be lap 57 to 61, which is what we're on, and that's when I thought that we would start to see that shift of people that saved tires early and people that did not.
There's Victor Fluger looking underneath the six of Torrey. And back there behind him, we got a little race there. Brett Gardner, Nicholas Moreau. Sorry, no, that's Brett Gardner and Robert Maliki.
Yes.
This battle at the seventh spot. He's another one that's going to try to run in on these guys.
There's so much real estate now that Nicholas has to make up. He's so far behind the leader.
You know, I
take that back. He's only like 2 seconds back, so I thought he was further than that. He's really not that far back. I take it back.
All this racing
Nicholas
and everything we're talking about here is what makes this track so much fun, and it also makes broadcasting this track very frustrating because there is so much going on everywhere on this track here. We're trying to cover it all and look at it all and find it all. It's happening everywhere, and I know these guys are having a blast out there. Here comes Nicholas Moreau. Actually, that's Nicholas Moreau looking underneath Varanowskis.
Yeah, I was about to say, Nicholas Moreau's making his way into that top six conversation. He separated from the rest of the field from seventh back, and he's made his way up to the top six, and so he's starting to kind of pick him off.
You were saying?
It's got to be super frustrating because that was actually Varanowskis that got by James Torrey the corner before, and then here comes Nicholas Moreau. No. You can't have that spot.
No. You were trying to correct me, saying it wasn't beside Varanowskis. Well, he's not anymore. He's in front of him.
Yeah. He is now, yeah, but he was when we started this whole thing underneath James Torrey. Michael Blacker up the wall behind him, trying to run that really high line, taking the Tony line. But,
I tell you what, Moreau suddenly burst of speed, extremely fast. He goes by Torrey, goes by Gardner, goes by Varanowskis, and just pulls away here.
Don't look now, Justin Gann in second.
Right, Justin Gann has now gone by Fluger, Demore, and put Justin Gann up to second. And, well, they're running pretty comparable times, a 4.7 to a 4.9 that last lap.
I'd say he definitely put Ryan on alert after that last lap, gaining about 3 spots there.
We got Chad out there saying Tonka Richie. Yeah, we're watching that 72. He's back in 12th, but he's marched, forward. He's got himself in position here. Anything can happen, but right now in front, it's all the 17 of Chapman, but I don't know how much longer. Gann is right there. You got Demore and Fluker right there as well.
So Ryan ran a 32.5. Justin Gann ran a 32.3. Nicholas Moreau ran a 32.1.
Well, that's a pass for the lead. Why you're saying it happens that fast, the 30 of Gann's going to take the lead over the 17 of Ryan Chapman. So put Gann out front. Talked about saving those tires, Ricky. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Just hanging on those tires and chilling out there, and he gets the lead. But I tell you, I'm watching this 15 of Moreau back here too. He is on a march.
He is, and I'm telling you, he was 0.3 faster than the rest of these guys up front. He's coming really, really fast here.
Yeah,
I wonder the fastest guy on the track last lap.
I wonder when we're going to get these pit stops. We got them everywhere on the front stretch right here. Fluger, Demore. Demore's like
Nicholas to the outside.
Nicholas is fastest again there by almost 0.2 over everyone else.
Look at the wiggles from Demore there in that 21 car. He's having some issues there.
I just watched him. It looked like he hit the wall a little bit.
Back up to Brett Gardner here. Meanwhile, Moreau takes that fourth position. Looking for Demore. Demore's behind him.
Austin is looking for Demore spots.
Fluger to the inside of Ryan Chapman.
Yeah, he's going to take this second position. Chapman's starting to fall off. His tires are not happy right now.
It's like we talked about the tire saving strategy. How is it going to work out? How's it going to play out? How's it going to look in the long run? This is where the real race started, was in the second stage.
And Ryan has been 1 to 2 tenths slower than all these guys. Is now Nicholas Moreau is by him coming down the front stretch.
Well, guys, I don't want to jinx it, but I got to talk about it. This has been some great racing, some very close racing, some exciting racing, and some green flag racing. These guys are doing a great job out there keeping it nice and clean and green. Even with all the racing and even with the trucks looking as ill handling as they are, they're doing a great job hanging on out there. And we've been treated to some great racing so far as we're on lap 70 of 134.
As you were saying that, I watched the 46 of Simon Magnan get a little bit loose coming out of the corner, and Jack Ritchie actually lifted to allow him to get it straight up, but the 6 of James Story did get into the back of him. I thought we were going to have a wreck, as you were saying, how clean and green we were.
Speaking of the 6 of James Story, bring up the tire conversation again. He was up there. He was up front. He raced his way up there. He led a few laps, and he's fallen back to 11th, looking at probably sitting 12th, 13th here in a little bit. Those tires are huge, man.
He charged early, and he might be paying the price a little bit right here.
But Ryan might be feeling the effects of that as well. As hard as Ryan drives on the edge, it pays a price in races, especially a track like this.
Jack Ritchie inching up in the top 10 outtaking 9th spot. So that's 72. They were talking about Tonka Ritchie. Tonka Tough, and it's in the Tonka top 10.
Brett Gardner made his way past Ryan Chapman, so put Ryan Chapman back 1 spot to 5th. But Nicholas Moreau also made it up 1 spot, put him into 2nd.
All right, so this is where these guys start thinking about pit stops. When do you make those pit stops? You got to make one more stop here. 63 laps to go. You might have to make 2, honestly.
They pitted at lap 37. I don't know what the fuel. I didn't check to see
40 laps in.
Yeah,
I think we're 40 laps into this run.
Just shy.
Almost 40 laps in.
35. Yeah.
So I would say if you can make it to a 30 lap stretch before the tire falls off, really starts to hit that 30 lap mark, I would try to stretch it out as far as you can so you can use a tire for 30 laps, have a set sitting on the wall in case something happens.
I'm showing 50.7 as kind of the number of laps you get.
9 laps, you think?
Well, they should be able to get to the point where they can make it on 1 stop, because we're 61 laps to go, so that's 11. That would be 85, which would be just shy of 50 laps.
Guys,
so they should be able to do it on 1 more spot.
Who's in second?
I said that Nicholas was in second. You never listened to me.
Yeah,
Josh, you tell him.
A little bit ago.
Josh, you tell him.
Hey, Nicholas is in second, and he's breathing down Justin's
You
neck.
better
He's
say it
ready
quick.
to take that lead.
You
And
better say it quick, because it's
Here
about
comes
to change.
To the inside. Down the back
I mean,
straight.
There's guys that can save tires, and then there's Nicholas Moreau.
I mean, I feel like Justin
Because-
Gann is one of the better ones at that as well.
Right.
But man, I just tell you, that 15 truck came to life on these older tires. I saw it back there, and it just like flipped the switch, and he was just immediately a lot faster than some of the guys he was around. So I don't know if he was sitting back there saving, but Justin Gann's not going to give this up too easy, though. He's going to fight him.
Well, remember we were saying at the beginning of the run, you know, like 15 laps in the run, we're like, you know, Nick isn't gone anywhere. He's 10th, he's 12th, and now he's first.
Ryan Chapman looking at the inside of Austin.
I don't know if he touched the wall up there coming off the corner or not, but he was close. Got a good run off the top, though. To the inside of Austin Moore here, side by side, 324. Oh, he gets tight. Oh, they make contact.
He's going to lose a little bit of time. I think Ryan might have fell back, let his tires cool off. He might be trying to make a charge back, see if he can make up some laps for the pit. I got to talk about Victor, man. Victor's just running such a steady race. Like, I feel like he's been up here the entire time, and we're not talking about him.
Well, here he is on the back of his teammate for second. So you're right. Maybe he's kept a little something alive here. Oh, shouldn't have said anything.
Victor, you got to stop listening to the broadcast. You got to stop. Focus on the race, sir. Focus on it.
It's going to cost him a position here as Brett Gardner, too, looks to the inside.
Brett Hunt for that third in a row, like you were talking about earlier. He's wanting to put his mark down on the map and just set the tone early.
Well, we got the first on pit road. DeFora Valen Duranco hits pit road. I think it's 7 laps to go. I know.
Might be a little early.
Yeah. Unless he's doing a 3-stopper, but if that or a 2-stopper, if that was the case, though, he would stopped a lot earlier. So I don't know if he maybe had an issue there.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We still have pretty much the whole field on the front stretch here. I mean, you got the 9 of Marshall Johnson, who's all the way back in 22nd. He's on the same straightaway still as the leader. So this is still pretty much anybody's race. We got guys racing all over the place here.
Got Chris Suzuki pitting right now, the number 96. He's going to roll in the pit this time by.
Did you just call him Chris Suzuki?
I
think
did
that's
call
what
him
he said.
Chris Suzuki. Yeah, I cannot pronounce that name, so I'm just going to go Suzuki.
That's
Susky.
that's great.
Susky. All right, Suzuki.
Susky.
Got it.
He's driving a Suzuki.
So we'll give him a real hard one. Who's driving the number 90?
Oh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. You're going to.
Oh, it's an easy one.
Varanauskis.
Jonathan
Varanauskis.
Varanauskis.
Nope.
Devar.
Nope. Varanauskis. No D.
Just ignore the D.
There's no D.
I can't tell you
no
why
Varanauskis.
or how I remember this one, but just drop the D and ignore it.
Yes.
Got to put some D in it.
Nope. You got to ignore the D.
You can't ignore the D. D's all power. We got another one going to the pits.
As we're
James
talking
Tony.
about him, as we're actually talking about him, he gets passed by Robert Malikian and James Ritchie. And back to the 10th spot.
Struggling. A lot of these guys are struggling right now for him. Trying to hang on and get into that window. You're right. We had James Torrey pit. Andy Reeves actually hit pit road. Go Chiefs. And
It's Andy Reid.
Sorry.
that is-
You're right. It is.
You're right.
Andy Reid.
Ah.
You can tell we watch a lot of football.
Dang, I thought
right?
we had royalty. I
Yeah.
thought we
And
had
the old
royalty
Atlanta.
in our midst.
The old Atlanta coach was Dan Reeves. If you remember Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves. That's I mixed the two of them together. So apparently Andy Reid and Dan Reeves had a baby, and his name is Andy Reeves.
Sounds
Andy
good.
Reeves.
Makes sense.
I
That's how
apologize.
it
I'm not making fun of anybody. It's just name playing.
Gotta have fun with it. First time I ever walked in the military recruiter office, they called me Akinori because the apostrophe did not show up in the system. So that was an interesting experience when it comes to.
I gotta say, your apostrophe.
I was about to say.
Your
Ask
calls
Brody
me-
about the
it caused me
apostrophe.
some heartburn as well over the time you've been here. So we've had to
I
make
will
some
tell you,
changes.
There's been a lot of nights that we've heard Brody talking about how he don't like the apostrophe, and it wasn't just yours. The O'Reilly series has an apostrophe in it as well.
Look at the difference in speed right here, though. Fluger. Is that?
Fluger. No, that's Andy Reeves
Oh,
in the El Dente car.
that's right.
The Dente.
See, I was confused. The same kind of color scheme as the Fluger 910.
It is similar.
Man, look at the speed difference with those new tires. These guys are jealous.
Oh
Yeah, I want a set of
Create
those.
problems.
Yeah,
Nicholas
that
Moreau's
too.
just enjoying the ride off into the sunset right now as he's waiting to decide when he wants to pit. He's got complete control over that.
And this pit road can be a little bit tricky. It's not the trickiest one by far, but it can get you. It can lull you into a false sense of I'm going to be okay, and then the next thing you know, you got a speeding penalty.
And look at this
Christopher
lead.
Harrison took one in the pit lane.
Look at this lead that Nicholas Moreau's pulled out to 1.6 seconds over Justin Gann. He's going to have to deal with these fresh tires here. Don't ride the Dente, Nick. Don't do it.
Nope, not till
Jack
after
Ritchie made his
the
way in the
race.
top 10. Jack Ritchie's in the top 10 now.
Yep, up to 9th.
That's fine.
Ryan Chapman, Simon Magnan has made his way past Ryan Chapman too, so Ryan Chapman back to 7th now. But the battle I'm watching here is with the 11, the 50, and the 48 battling back here for just outside the top 10. They've been side by side here for the last 10, 15 laps.
Of course, I get to it.
The
And I
50
got a
and the
single
48
phone.
been around
Gann.
for a while.
Gann is in. Justin Gann coming
Justin
to pit
Gann
road.
hits pit road. So he's first of our leaders, going to hit pit road, going to get those fresh tires and try to make something of it. 48 laps remaining here at Charlotte. When will these other guys pit? Brandon Minto hits pit road as well. Christopher Harrison's been in pit road. Windows our leader. Of course,
It's such
listen,
a it's
with a lead like Nick has, though, he's got a lap or two to play with. You don't immediately
Yes.
have to. He's going to come on in anyway.
Yeah,
He gives
I
up the
wouldn't
lead.
want to have Justin out there with a fresh set of tires at all with me on an older set. Like, I immediately would want to change
Yeah.
if I'm racing against Justin.
But if they go 10 or 15 more laps, they may be able to catch him by the end of the race. So this is what I was just about to say. It's a hard knife here. You don't want to be the first one to pit and get the newer tires and then have them not last for the entire stint.
Blackner and
versus
Ted Pullen hit pit road as well.
hitting
Yeah, I mean that is the case.
Too
but-
late.
But I don't know if you can go 10 more laps.
Justin Yann's going to re-enter the
That's
track.
true.
He's going to sit 21.
Here comes a lot of leaders down pit road. Brett Gardner, Austin Moore,
cars,
Simon
4
Mack,
cars.
and Jonathan Varanauskas.
Varnauskas. Yep.
Aaron Satcher's going to hit pit road behind him as well. So far, so good. Everybody's been really good getting to pit road. But listen, you can be good getting to pit road, but you can make up a lot of time getting to pit road too. So you're going to see some of these guys push it and try to make up that time on the entry of the pits.
The one thing
Nicholas
you can
Moreau's
do with
come
pit
back on the
road
track.
is lose a lot of time on pit road. And that's where everybody ends up having issues is when you lose all that time on pit road. Ryan Chapman and Jack Ritchie are in.
We'll see where Nicholas
Justin
Moreau
Gann,
is.
Nicholas Moreau are about a second and a half, 2 seconds apart from each other. Not even that. I think they're both in the two.
What I wanted to see. You got Nicholas Moreau right here. Justin Gann back there in a little bit of traffic.
Yeah, but Nicholas is in front of Justin, so that extra lap that he got on fresh tires really got him bupkis. He came out in traffic, whereas Nicholas did not, and I think that affected his outlap for Justin.
Fluger's
Yeah,
still,
Justin definitely had to fight with a couple cars there to get his lane.
Fluger's still circulating out there. He's stayed out so far. He is our leader. Casey McMullen actually in second as well. Of course, you know Casey's going to run it dry.
Yes, he is.
He always is one that he's going to run that fuel tank. He gets every drop out of his runs.
Got Ryan Chapman and Jack Ritchie. They're both coming back onto the track after pitting. J.C. Evans and Martin. They're all back on the track now.
And Michael Blackner actually able to get by Ryan Chapman there.
It looks like the
Fluger
only
on
one
pit
on the
road.
track right now that hasn't pit is going to be the Casey McMullen.
Yep.
Color me surprised.
Yeah, I was about to say, anytime we have a long run like this, the last one is always going to be Casey McMullen. I think he comes with fuel loaded in his suit, and he just plugs in and gets an extra gallon or so in his suit.
You think he's got fuel in his suit instead of water? The cool suit?
Yes, exactly. I
fuel
think he's
to
coming to pit road right now.
Yeah, he's going to come
All
to
right,
pit
that'll
road.
put
He's
Nicholas back in the lead.
Yep, hand the lead back over to Nicholas Moreau. We'll see the gap when he crosses the line here over Justin Gann. You can see it right there again. About a half a straightaway back.
About 2 seconds. by my calculations.
So do you think Justin's saving tires right now to use them later, or do you think he's just trying to keep up right now?
Listen, I think at this point he's looking at Nicholas Moreau with a lap fresher tire in front of him. I think that's unless the caution comes out, you're racing for second at this point. And listen, that's smart. I mean, he's in a good position. He's in second all by himself. Got a nice little gap to third place over Brett Gardner. But I don't think there's anything he can do to run down Nick. He's just going to have to sit there and hope that something either happens to Nick, or caution comes out and they rebunch, get back together. I think he's smart enough to understand his situation. That he's just going to he's going to have to try to protect for second right here.
Yeah, especially Brett Gardner's thinking that third.
So James Torrey in fourth. He's flashing a little bit right there, but he is in fourth position. Austin Moore going around Alan Duranco for fifth. Duranco, fifth spot. Of course, he was one of the first ones to pit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was actually the first one to pit, lap 77.
Yeah,
so
77.
He's on 10 lap older tires at least.
And he's still up 21 spots.
In 50 laps. How long? What was the longest run? How long did Casey run? If you could tell me that, because 50 laps from where the four pitted would only get him to lap 127.
So they pit on 37.
And Casey pitted on 92. You do the math.
57 laps?
Yeah, 50.
57, 58, change.
55.
Well, I can't count.
So I guess
can't math either.
Alan Duranco got right within the window and pitted because he's going to have to go about 55 laps. No.
Yes, but he's
got to go 57 laps.
What are you guys with this math stuff? What are you doing? I don't even know how many laps to go. We got 39 laps to go. Lap 97. Yeah, he may have to pit again.
Well, he might be pitting right now. He's off the pace. He hit the wall there off turn 2. It looks like he's going to come down pit road. So all that math for nothing.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in grade school doing all these extra math problems, and the teacher says we're not grading any.
Yeah, sorry, Alan Duranco to pit road. Nicholas Moreau out to a 1.8 second lead, and I'm sure he's.
As I'm looking at it, the 77 and the 96 both only pitted one lap further than what Alan had. So I wonder if they're going to have to go in as well.
Yes, Andy Reeves.
78 or 79 was Andy Reeves and 78 was Chris. I'm wondering if they may have to stop because they're still 12 laps shorter or 10 laps shorter than everybody else.
Where is Chris?
He is sitting 23rd in the 96.
Suzuki.
Oh, yes.
Suzuki, sorry.
Right.
Chris Suzuki, Suzuki.
Yeah, he's a lap down too, so that's one less lap you have to do.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
He is the first car a lap down.
Yeah,
I
so
tell you what,
lucky dog.
Brett Gardner's starting to close down on Justin Gann. What's the tire difference there? 88 to 86, 2 lap difference. That could make a difference here.
It could, but I'm going to go back to what you were saying about Justin knowing kind of where he is, and I'm sure he was backing back to Brett a little bit, trying to save those tires so that when Brett does get there, he's got something to fight him off with.
Maybe, but I don't want to back up right to him either. You know what I mean? I don't like somebody breathing down my neck, especially when you can get these trucks that are loose. I don't really want them around me, so I like to keep a little bit of a buffer.
It hasn't been instant either. It's taken time, to get here, and I think, by the time it does get there, maybe he's got the tire to fight him off for a little bit and kind of defend. But like you said, he's looking at second. He's got to think, how am I going to finish second? How am I going to defend? I know Brett's coming, but do I want the tire to fight it, or do I want to be left on the line?
Here's the thing too. I don't want to give the guy behind me any motivation. If he starts closing in on me and he starts thinking, "Oh, I got a chance," he's going to start pushing harder. That could light a fire under the 00, and he could find something, and then he's all over you.
Or that could give backfire and make him run harder than he wants to, and burn off the tires quicker.
That lap traffic situation coming out of pit road could be a big factor here too, just because Brett didn't have to fight the traffic, trying to weave in and out from pit exit back around for one lap. Brett came out pretty clean.
And honestly, Brody just wants to get his COVID stick out and keep doing it 6 feet away, 6 car lengths away.
Hey, COVID was a great time. For,
I'm not sure everybody would agree with that. Hey, remember that time we had that pandemic that they?
I was
they
going to
threw on us? It
expand
was
on
a
that before I
great
got
time.
interrupted, but I'm just saying for somebody that doesn't really care for people, like I said.
Actually, I'm with you on that one.
I wasn't too upset that we had to sit at home.
Dude, it was great. You go to the food market, when you walk in, you got to put that stupid mask on, but you walk in, you walk down the aisle, and everybody gets away from you, and it's like awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with anybody in the middle of the aisle.
I jest because, of course, that was a terrible time for a lot of people and a lot of reasons. I ended up with it myself. So, but even working, trying to wear those masks, man, it was annoying. It was pretty horrendous.
It's bad.
But yeah, no. As far as social interactions, yeah, for somebody that's a hermit, that's a great time.
Social interactions, we're still in that mode. I'm still in that mode.
Yeah, I didn't have to really adjust all that much. Really bother me.
Unfortunately, I didn't find this until after COVID was already reigned and gone through. So I got to experience this after that. I wish I would have experienced this during COVID. I heard this was phenomenal during COVID. It was so busy, it was just popular.
It was.
Oh, iRacing? iRacing,
Yeah.
I
heard the two most popular things during COVID was iRacing and divorce lawyers.
Yeah. I have to say I also participated in that one as well. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you hit them all then, bro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I worked in the medical field. I used to watch people come up and steal boxes and masks and gloves all the time from the front desk. Really?
Okay. Hey, listen,
Really?
I was. It's funny you say about divorce. We were actually, me and my ex-wife were on vacation when COVID hit. We were actually out of town, so we had to deal with all the. We didn't know any. We had people swarming the Dollar General, getting their toilet paper and all that. So. I'm trying to go eat ice cream and they're looking at us like, what are you doing?
I'll never understand
the pandemic going on.
Here's Brett Gardner, though, back to the race since we're, calling a race.
There's
here.
A race going on.
Oh, the 30's actually going to pull over. He's going to pull over and give it to Gardner. So Gardner going around him on the outside moved Brett Gardner up into second spot. So it wasn't just tire saving technique. It was the speed of the 00, it looks like.
Well, we still have 28 laps to go. I'm still pulling. Justin's pulling a quick one here, but Brett Gardner is obviously fast. He's won the last 2 weeks in a row. Looking to get a third one here, but he is 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind Nicholas Moreau. So does he have enough to catch him?
I'm looking back here. Austin and Moore in fifth. You got Ryan Chapman in sixth, Jack Ritchie in seventh. They're all within shouting distance of each other here. As Jack Ritchie starting to close in on the 17. The 17 getting really loose through the corner.
I'm going to throw another name out there because we're sleeping on him again, but Victor Pfluger has been about half a second faster than the majority of the field the last few laps. And he's sitting in fourth.
I like to see those guys in Fords too. I'm glad to see them jump
There's
on
a big
board.
talk about that if we were going to switch. They were talking about everybody being Chevy, everybody Chevy or Toyota. They're trying to have Ford representation, so we wanted to jump on that Ford representation.
You sure it wasn't the manufacturer support that you guys were going to get from that change? Is that actually?
Oh yeah, they gave us access to the sim and all of it.
No. I'm talking. Oh, you see the 17 out of shape off the corner. It's going to open the door. Here comes Jack Ritchie to the inside, taking over seventh position. It's going to move back to sixth position.
Yeah, I would say yes.
I would say yes.
Yeah, that was definitely a big factor. That is.
Get a little bit bigger
more
bonus.
money,
Right.
more money.
Smart.
Right.
It's a business move.
Listen, just wait till we
It's a
implement
business opportunity.
They're working on the sponsor add-on. The sponsors, you got certain criteria you got to meet out there to get a bonus. That's going to be real nice too.
Austin,
Jack
Jack,
looking
and
underneath.
Ryan.
Yeah, they're looking underneath the 21 of Austin Demore. Put Jack Ritchie up to fifth.
Yeah, so two within a couple laps there. He's jumped up into the top five. There's your Tonka Tough. Into the race. Well, he's had an eventful one.
Yes, he has. Donnie Batiste out there in Chatland saying, "What's up, guys? What's up, Donnie? I know we're a little bit late on your what's up, but we'll get to you eventually." Yeah. We
Talking
talking
about
COVID conversation we have to have.
We forgot we were in a race.
But don't look now. Here comes Simon Magnan as well behind this trio. to make it a four-car battle. As Ryan Chapman has made his way past Austin as well, but here comes the 46 in Magden.
A new paint scheme, I think, this season as well. That blue and yellow, I like it.
Yeah, he was like a maroon, I think, last season. This season he's a teal.
Be careful, they'll think you're just calling him more.
I didn't say maroon, I said maroon.
Ooh, he's loose in the corner. You hear him pedaling it there through the corner. We're on board with the 46, and he had to pedal it through 1 and 2 right there. Getting a little loose around that bottom lane, trying to find a way around Austin Demore. And these guys, man, they are hanging on. You can tell. They're having a tough time hanging on here. Is that Ryan Chapman way up the track right there? Just trying to find some grip around this track.
Austin Pfluger's still the fastest car on the track that lap around.
Austin Pfluger.
Newest set of
Austin
tires.
Pfluger. Now he's making up names.
Victor Pfluger. My goodness, Victor Pfluger. Got Austin on my mind.
Oh, Austin gonna get a
He's
little
catching
closer
up to
too.
Justin.
Simon Magden. Just watching this
Just
battle
flipping
back
through the
here.
field. Looking at the 16 of Robert Malikian battling the 22 of Michael Blackner for that last spot in the top 10.
Brett
Just
Gardner was
battling
a
for
10th
laps.
faster than Justin and Nicholas on that last lap. He's 2 tenths faster than Justin on that last one, but he's a 10th faster than Nicholas and catching up.
Yeah, but you know what Nick's probably doing? He's pedaling in here. He's just like, just take care of these tires. Just hang out right here. And we
He's
got
got
what,
Candy
Just
Crush in
watching.
one hand.
20 laps
I
to
was
go
just
there.
watching Austin Demore go 3 wide with Simon Magden and Lewis Meglin down the backstretch. They were trying to lap Lewis, and Simon was trying to get by Austin, and Austin said, "Not right now."
Simon's still looking
They are
Austin's
side by side
inside.
again.
Yeah, Simon.
Oh, he's pulling up to him. He's got him.
Again, Rumble Racing there with that affiliation with Nick Moreau and Easy Crew. I think it's called Easy Crew Rumble Racing now, and it's starting to pay off here. We saw at the end of last season, I started seeing these guys kind of. I mean, they had a great season. Simon's always had he's had a great season in season 8. I think it's just going to help him a little bit more. You start seeing these guys kind of inch towards the top 5. We saw a great performance out of Simon there at Dover. Got up to 2nd spot. Unfortunately, hit the wall and kind of cost himself a little bit better finishing position. But these guys, they put on a good show for sure. And we got Simon. We got James Torrey actually on pit road.
Really? See that. Keep an eye on the lap averages, watching the average 10s and the average 5s, and we got some good races coming up here in the end. People catching up to each other. People making quick work of lap cars is probably the biggest factor here too. Like there's some guys that are kind of lolling around the lap cars. Some guys just making a move, not wasting any time.
Car through 3 and 4. He's going to pits. I think he's a lap car, just kind of moving out of people's way.
Yeah, who is that right there?
He did 12 of Christopher Harris. He's
Yes.
down on the apron. Getting out of everybody's way.
He's been on the apron since the very beginning of the race, since a restart. Like I don't know if he's got damage or what, but he's been on and off on the bottom like that.
Battle for 6. Ryan Chapman trying to hang on to it. Simon Magden charging once again to the inside of the 17. Oh, and they got lap traffic in front of them too. And that is actually
Yeah,
team
they actually-
17.
He made his way past Austin Demure, and yeah, as you said, he's fighting with Ryan Chapman there. Dave Nestor right there in front of him.
Yeah, so I was gonna
Victor
say, it's
Pfluger on the tailgate of Justin Gannon now.
He's going under him.
Yep, Justin's gonna let him have it.
Justin Fluke sliding up the track sideways.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, out of shape in front of him. He's like, if you're gonna take
Justin's
it,
like-
go.
Yeah, Justin's like, I moved over and let you go.
Still side by
Jeez.
side. He's not gonna make it easy.
I wonder if Justin made an adjustment at one of the last pit stop that just didn't suit the truck. He's not been as
It does seem like
That's
he's
fast.
been
Almost lost it out of 2.
very unstable there. Yeah, for sure. But I tell you what, who's unstable is Victor Fluger in front of him, still wagging the tail through 3 and 4. Robert Malikian racing side by side now with
So he's gonna call him tonight.
the lap truck. Yes. Ryan Chapman, Austin Moore, and Simon Maggan able to get around Ryan Chapman. Chapman really struggling with some grip. Moved all the way to the top of the track to try to find some grip through the corners.
Hey, usually you can stay on throttle a lot longer there and gain some positions, but it's just not working out for him right now. He's just losing more and more spots, and looks like he's in the wall now.
He was so close. Was he in the wall or was he?
No, he was close. He put paper there. That was close.
Let's right on board. See if he goes to the top again here. Not quite to the top like he was.
Middle to top, trying to ride that middle seam, trying to get it to rotate on exit.
You can run that second lane through 1 and 2 and be pretty good there, but
time on throttle. A lot of time burning tires.
He's just searching right now. See, he's back to trying to get to the bottom. We just cannot get the truck to stick down there on the bottom, but he's trying to find somewhere to find some grip to do something. Austin Moore in front of him, following Simon Magden. He's trying to come back at Magden here.
Moving up a little bit, but it looks like his tires have evened out with the front too. They're all doing about 32.2, 32.3s.
I mean, Gardner's still closing in. 1.1 seconds is the
he's
difference
still faster.
between first and second.
Yeah, Gardner's inching off a tenth at a time. He's slowly getting there, but he's getting there.
Well, we got 11 to go, and he's 1.1 seconds back, and he's gaining a tenth of the lap. Well, guess what? If that keeps up, guess what's going to happen?
Well, this last lap, they both ran at 32.364.
Yeah,
they ran the exact same lap.
Nick's got a little traffic right there in front of him. He's going to navigate.
It's the Twitch car driven by
Minto.
Brandon Minto. Yes.
The French maker.
I think
Looks
it's
like
Minto.
his blinking's calmed down. Looks like he's got a pretty stable connection now.
It is. He's another one of the Barbecue Motorsports cars. Listen, the whole team, Barbecue Motorsports, had a great run last week at Dover. They were 1, 2, and I think 5th or 6th with Brandon Minto, his first start. Actually, second start. I think he's throwing at Watkins Glen. But those guys had a great run. Brett Gardner and Jack Ritchie 1-2 last week. Jack Ritchie's race didn't start off like he wanted it to early on with that contact on lap 1, but he's rebounded pretty nice here too. And he's in the top 5, so great rebound for him. I know it's not what he wanted, probably. He didn't want to have to go through all that drama, but has done a good job to work himself back into contention here with the lack of cautions.
Brett was a tenth faster that last lap. He's pulling.
Brett Garner was able to get under a second here on the gap, but back behind him, Justin Gann is actually closing back in on Victor Fluger for 3rd. So we got battles coming right down to the end.
Well, yeah, boys. I was going to say we got 8 laps to go. Only 8 laps remaining here. Put some fresh tires behind Double Zero. Gardner.
Lap car.
Oh, Gardner!
Oh, he's in the wall.
He is into the wall. He hangs on to it. What car was that?
That Air 96 of Chris Sufsky.
Oh.
Yeah, Air. He pulled the air off that left rear and it got him all sorts of out of shape.
Suzuki. Well, that might
Didn't
open the
touch
door.
him. That was it.
Fluger is looking at that now and thinking, okay, maybe I got a shot at second. Let's see if he can close in on him. I'm sure Brett's got some damage from the hit on the backstretch. Can he hang on?
That was a pretty good hit. Yeah, that was a pretty good hit.
Yeah, he turned into it, didn't he? He was precise for that.
He was trying to hang on to it for sure.
Yeah, his front, you can see inside of the front right over here. And it's rubbing his tire hard. He's touching his fender now.
All right, well, we'll see if Fluger can close in. Fluger's now cleared the lap traffic as well. Gann not far behind as well. All those guys are going to be licking their lips, but we only have 6 laps remaining. The battle's going to be for second. That's kind of sealed the deal for Gardner. He was closing in, pushing hard there. And unfortunately, yeah.
I was hoping he would catch him. I was excited to see if he'd get that 3 in a row. There's not a lot of guys that manage to get consecutive wins like that. So every time somebody manages to do it, it's always a special moment here.
Demore Magnan still fighting back here for 6th spot. They were side by side. Seed that position is Magnan going to hang on right now. But 5 laps remaining here at Charlotte. What a race it's been so far. It's been exciting. It's been fun, action-packed, and been clean for the most part. We had green flag pit stops, and these guys are still hanging on to the trucks here late in this race.
Victor was about 3 tenths faster than Brett on that last one.
Yeah, Pfluger's right there. He's licking his chops right there, looking for second.
He's hanging it
That's
out,
just
too.
Unfortunate for Brett. You hate to see that.
If these guys get to racing, though, it's going to open the door for Gann.
Making the move to the inside.
He's looking.
He's at his door. Side by side on the exit. Oh, he got a little loose on exit.
Yeah, it's no surprise that 10 truck's been loose all night.
Oh.
Oh,
Contact.
no! He saved it. He's good. He's good. He's good.
Oh, my goodness.
That
Brett
was
came
the
off the
wiggles.
wall a little bit.
Well, I tell you
Nothing
what,
but the
though.
wiggles.
Listen, if Brett Garner gets on that back bumper of the 10, we've seen how loose the 10 is. This could open up once again. He's just got to go in there and try to pack some air on the 10. 10 drives it in deep, though.
Justin Gann's knocking on the door now, too.
Gann running that
He's
very
moved
top
way up
side.
the truck. Yeah. He moved way
Blood
up.
in the water. Blood in the water. He knows he's hurt.
Bunch of vultures.
We're coming to 2 laps left here.
Making his
2
move to
laps
the
to go.
outside. Crossover. Oh, he's going to get loose on exit. Nope. Back end started to get twisted a little bit.
These guys hanging on and pushing for everything.
This has
With
been
these
such a
trucks
great race.
so out of shape.
It's been clean. It's been phenomenal. A lot of side-by-side races. It's been such a good race.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin Gann in the wall. Rides the wall off turn 2. Makes the pass, though, as Brett Garner's just trying to hang on here at the end. Gann up to 3rd spot. Pfluger in the 2nd. But the white flag is out. 1 lap to go for our leader, Nicholas Moreau, in the 15 truck, trying to start the season off where he finished as far as championship goes. He didn't have a great showing at Dover, but won the championship in the A season, and made a statement that he's looking for the yearly championship here.
We got a car stopping on the front stretch.
Yeah, Andy Reeves looks like he's
out of
slow on the
gas.
front stretch. He is, but here comes our leader. Nicholas Moreau will win the Charlotte 200 here for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series.
Victor Pfluger comes home second, up 22 spots on the night. What a run.
What a race, guys.
Casey McMullen grabs the top 10 there at the very end. Marshall Johnson's out of fuel. Crossing the line. Some of these guys cut it really close. And some a little too close. But tell you what, it wasn't really close up front. Nicholas Moreau felt like he was in control for the better half of this race, the second part of this race there. And he's going to come down the front stretch. If he's got the fuel, it may be celebrating.
I don't think he does.
I think he's out of fuel too.
There we
he's
go.
not out of fuel.
He's faking
Yeah,
us.
there we
He's
go.
faking us out there.
Yeah, the one,
Yellow
the
on
77 that
Brown.
ran out of fuel, he was one of the guys that pitted on lap 79, so we knew they were going to be close.
Yeah.
That's
and I
true.
think the other one was it was Marshall Johnson, like you mentioned. I think he was one of the ones that had pitted early and ran out of gas.
All right. Well, what an exciting race. I'm exhausted. I'm sure
Listen,
these guys are. The way they were hanging on to their trucks, I'm sure they were as well.
So what's more tiring, Josh, being up here in the booth or being out on the racetrack?
Definitely being out on the racetrack, but this is definitely more relaxing, a little bit more fun. You just kind of watch it happen and not have to get angry when your truck ends up,
Hey,
somebody overcorrects into it.
That's the beauty. It's I didn't get wrecked tonight. I didn't stress out.
Right.
I had fun. So man,
I had a good time.
it's been great to have you. Let's look at the results here
It's
tonight.
not over yet. Yeah, it's not over
We
yet.
get to talk to some guys. Hey, maybe we get Josh to talk to some guys. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, Nicholas Moreau taking on the win here tonight at Charlotte. Put on a clinic here in the second half of this race. Looking for that championship. Second place for Victor Pfluger. Another great run. Just comes up 1 spot short of completing the double between this and the the Cup Series. Justin Gann comes home in third spot. I'm sure he wanted more, but that's a solid finish and a great start of the season. Brett Gardner in fourth after that mistake off turn 2. He's going to be kicking himself a little bit, but still a solid finish in fourth. Jack Ritchie in fifth, right there behind him. Ritchie doing a great job there in the 5th position. 6th spot for Simon Maggan in the 46. Alliance working out well for him. 7th spot for Austin Demore. 8th going to go to the 16, Robert Malikian, who just hung around in the top 10 all night. This is, again, one of his better tracks, and he shows up here tonight. Ryan Chapman in 9th position right there behind him in that Ram. And 10th spot going to go to Casey McMullen in the number 71. 11th spot for Jonathan Varanauskis. 12th going to Michael Blackner. 13th for J.C. Evans. And 14th going to Martin Garreau.
We have Aaron Satcher coming home 15th. Ted Pullen comes home 16th. Marshall Johnson coasts home to 17th spot. Tony Solari spicing it up there in 18th spot. James Torrey, after a really good run all night long, comes home the first car 1 lap down in 19th. Brandon Minto 20th. Shad Curran 21st. Dave Nestor comes home 22nd. Andy Reeves, not to be confused with Andy Reid, comes home 23rd. Field Miller comes home 24th. Chris Suzuki Susky comes home 25th. Christopher Harris 26th. Lewis Meglin 27th. Alan Duranko 28th. Brian Biggie Bliss comes home 29th. Stephen Hollingsworth comes home 30th. And Kyle Milken rounds out the field in 31st spot.
Yeah, tough break for some of those guys back there. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 finishers and see what they have to say about this exciting race we saw here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, finishing up the Sim Racing Points Truck Series Charlotte 200 here on Full Throttle Television. We're going to kick it over to our post-race show and talk to some of these guys. And if they're not too wore out, we'll try to get a few words out of them anyway. We'll kick it over to our post-race show. Our post-race show is sponsored by Fine Line and Whiskey. The Fine Line and Whiskey podcast, those guys, Nick and Brian, break down the racing action every week on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Definitely want to check them out, listen to them. They've got some interesting takes, some fun things to listen to, and always an interesting listen to those guys. So definitely want to check them out. The Fine Line of Whiskey podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. I'm trying to get that down there. All right, let's talk to our top 3 finishers, and I believe we're going to start off with our third place finisher And Richie, I think you're standing by with Mr. Justin Gann.
Yes, sir. I have tracked the number 30 truck down over here, and Justin, man, you had a great truck all night long. You're up front. You had a great stage. I believe you won the stage after taking those tires, but man, you had that green flag pit stop, and I'm watching you run, and I'm going, he's just doing Justin things, and he's gonna come on, but you never kind of did there. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I was just missing something somewhere, whether it's the setup or how I'm driving the track. I was giving it all I had without, breaking loose on exit. So unfortunately, I had to let Nicholas have this one, but next week I'll come back.
Well, he's going to always be up for the fight, but yeah. So tell us about that stage. You pitted there with what 20 laps or on lap 20, with 15 laps to go, and were able to make your way back up to the front. Tell me how exciting. I mean, I think the first lap you had passed like 5 or 6 cars already.
Yeah, that little stack up at the start, I was just trying to get away from trouble and, kind of close my eyes and split the gap on the start there. But yeah, I mean, I seen it work last night, so I was like, shoot, I'm taking tires. We got 2 extra sets. It was a no-brainer to me, as long as you don't get caught up in any trouble, which, as you've seen, almost happened. But no, dude, that was probably the best part of the race was driving through everybody, and I was telling the team, I was like, man, it feels like I'm racing against the iRacing AI.
Yeah, the new tires definitely made a difference, and so you guys all pitted on lap 20, and you got a quick caution, and had a whole bunch of other guys wheel in on lap 24, and by the stage came out, the top 6 were all guys that had pitted. So the guys up front were definitely watching all these trucks go by like they were the iRacing AI. But great job there. Anything else that you could have possibly done? You just said you had an issue maybe with the setup. I mean, this is not one of my favorite tracks for the cookie cutters. It's something about 3 and 4. I just can't. It's not natural for me, and I end up burning off my right front. I mean, is there something like that you can point to?
Yeah, I mean, I was killing my right rear at the end of the day, and I was trying everything I could. That last run, I ran the bottom the whole time, and the run before that, when Nicholas caught me, I was kind of ripping the top for a while, and 1 and 2, and then I'd ride bottom 3, 4. So I mean, I was just kind of trying everything I could to even the tires out a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I honestly, I felt pretty good. I just wasn't fast. So unfortunately, it didn't give me the win tonight. But there's plenty more races to come. So it's
Yeah,
good to be
absolutely.
back on track.
Yeah, this is just the first race of the season here. We got 13 more to go, and honestly, third place, standing up here on the podium, not a bad way to start especially a third place with a stage win. Not a bad way to start. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for any sponsors or shout outs you got.
Yep, got to give a shout out to VanLilyStickers.com, Icon Apparel, SimWraps, and Victory Designs. Everybody over there at the team at Speed Demon Esports, and then you guys for putting this league on for us and the broadcast as well.
Well, we do appreciate it. We appreciate every one of you guys coming out and putting on a great show for us. But there's our third place finisher, Justin Gann. And I think, Brody, we're going to throw it over to our newbie, Joshua Connor, standing down there with Victor Fluger.
Yeah, I'm still trying to digest whether that's an insult or a compliment for calling our drivers.
What's that?
He's saying they're like AI. So I'm trying to figure that one out.
Well, I think he was just saying that he had that much of a speed difference that it was
I know.
they were AI. Not that
I mean, on one
AI.
hand, that could be a compliment. On the other hand, I've seen some dumb things from the AI as well. So I don't know. But yeah, no, definitely. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we are. Sorry, I just thinking about that. I got stuck on that, man. But yeah, we're going to throw it down to Joshua Connor. I think you're standing by with our second place finisher, Mr. Victor Fluger.
Absolutely, standing down here with Victor Fluger after this amazing race of his, and I got to say, Victor, I was Team Victor for a majority of this race, man. I was definitely paying attention to you and watching you for a while. You started 24th, moved up to 13 on the first caution. You didn't take tires the first time around, but when that caution came around the second time, you decided to go back in, and that helped you get that third place for stage. And then you walked through the field to get second to finish the race, man. Tell me about your success. Tell me how your day went. Like, tell me what thought process put you into this good position.
Yeah, so we qualified 24th there, and I was kind of ready to put it back on the trailer and say we'll try again next week. It a little bit humbling there with the qualifying effort, but I'd been playing with our setup in practice quite a bit. I kind of had a feeling I knew what it would do on the longer runs, and it's like, if we can just kind of keep everything rolling for a while, this one ought to come in and go forward. And I didn't have to wait long. It came in kind of quicker than I expected, and we were able to just kind of start driving by. Which, is always a really cool feeling, but, a little nerve wracking when you start that deep in the field and got to try to bring your way through safely and not, ruin your race or somebody else's while you're doing it.
Yeah, you're up 22 spots, man, and it takes a lot to go into those decision makings to move through the field in that kind of manner, especially when you move up that many spots. I want to ask you about that pit one strategy. When you decided not to pit the first time, but then after that quick caution, you decided to go in, managed to pull off that third place stage win. Like, tell me what went through your head between those two restarts.
Yeah, so on the first one, I was trying to figure out what the tire situation was going to look like. And honestly, I was kind of counting on more cautions than we ended up getting. And that's ultimately why I didn't come down the first time, is I figured we'd get towards the end of it and have a couple of quick cautions where, we could slap on new sets and make some magic happen. But somewhere in between that first and second caution, I started to think about it. It's like, I've got one extra set. Chances of me needing two are probably slim to none. We'll, if we get the chance, we'll throw a set on and see what we can do. And I was blown away how quick, those new tires were, what the speed delta really was. Cause man, it was, a lot of fun to go carving through the field as fast as we did. Austin and I had a couple of sticky moments where we ended up 3 or maybe even 4 wide at one point. But yeah, that really showed me the value of the new rubber. And, I knew it would be big. I didn't quite understand it would be that big. And, obviously it was the right call that worked out in the end, but I wanted to make sure I had that ability for the end of the race. So that's what led to us not doing that initially. But, glad we did the second time.
Absolutely. Man, and like you look at the numbers and stuff, definitely looks like a career day. It's a good day for you. It's a good day for Speed Demon Esports. Tell us about your shout outs, man, who you want to throw it out to.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta say thank you first and foremost to the team over at Speed Demon. It's a group effort to run this kind of good. It's not just any one of us. So thanks to Aaron, Shad, and Justin, Austin, Chris, everybody that showed up tonight, came out. Everybody's always got feedback, and it may not be the same thing we're all feeling, but that sharing between ourselves, we start to pick up on little things, and it makes that kind of difference when you're trying to come from the back to the front. So huge thank you to them. Gotta say thanks to Victory Designs for jumping on our F-150 tonight. That was the real secret as we switched from that golden bow tie over to the blue oval, and I think that was worth it. But no, in all seriousness, thanks to my wife over at Vanlilys Stickers for putting up with all this and giving me the chance to be able to run a couple nights a week. Thanks to my kids, Dart and Jameson. Want to tell Jameson happy graduation day. He just got promoted on from kindergarten this morning. So exciting day for us over here all the way around. Hi to mom and dad. Thanks to Scott over at Icon and Colby over at SimWrap for making sure we look good.
Awesome, man. I hope you have another great week next week, and I hope the season looks, just as phenomenal as you did tonight.
Absolutely, man. We're going to go give it our best and see what happens.
All right, from the booth, man, thank you so much for putting on a great race, clean race. It was exciting to watch from our perspective.
Absolutely. I look forward to talking to you guys again real soon, hopefully.
All righty. Well, that only leaves one person to talk to, and Victor is excited. He just missed out by one spot, like I said, of getting the truck and the cup here on the broadcast this week. So a solid night for him. But the guy that did just one spot better kind of stunk up the show at the end again. How do I say that every week? I don't know. But listen, Nick, what a fantastic job out there, man. You got the new team put together. You're working with the Rumble Racing and the Easy Crew Rumble Racing team. I know you'll talk about that, man. Congratulations on the win, though. You were solid out front there. Brett start closing in there at the end, though, but I got a feeling you were probably just kind of taking it easy, were you not?
Yeah, for sure. And from start to finish, it was a really, really good race. The track was very slippery, so was not the, it was not the truck with the most grip, but it was the one that's like the least. So yeah, from the start, I had a good battle already with Ryan, and I didn't I didn't really want to be out front too much because I didn't want him to follow me too closely. I knew that I had to save rear tires, but I still used them up a little too much. That was bad management on my side.
Well, listen, it was a solid race from our standpoint all around. Like I said, you were talking about everybody did a great job out there. It was a really good race, nice clean race, green flag pit stops, and after that you just kind of settled in there at the end. Like I said, though, Brett was coming up. Were you kind of worried as he started closing in there?
Yeah, because on the green flag pit stop, I only took just enough fuel to make it to the end, and I made one adjustment, and I think I was a little too aggressive with it because the truck became a bit more, I lost I was too free off, and but overall it was still pretty good. I could see Brett coming, so I really had to hit my mark every laps, and I was really, really focused on what I have to do. And but yeah, so I think he got hit by someone or something because I've seen him with a lot of gap for some reason. But yeah, I take it.
Yeah, he got a lap car, got him loose there behind him, and kind of smacked the wall there. He's unfortunately ended his run to try to get to you there, but listen, on the pit stop, I know you weren't the first one to come in. You were kind of you came in the lap after, though. You saw Justin Gann come to pit road, and you was like, I got to cover that. I guess. Were you thinking, okay, I need to cover what Gann does? I'll get a lap fresher tire, maintain my position, or were you worried about losing track position with those fresher tires out there?
Oh well, I was just looking at what Justin was doing because uh, he's often the right call on that. So I just follow him, and I no expectation about the track or something. I was just follow the Justin.
Yeah, you got to keep tabs on your competition. I felt like he was the competition tonight as well. You had to watch him. Brett Gardner showed up at the end. He was going for 3 in a row, though, Nick. There's a lot of competition out there. A lot of people chasing after you, man. But congratulations again on the win tonight. A solid start to the season as well. Season A. I know you were going for that championship overall. It's a good way to start it. So, man, congratulations on that. And I'm going to throw it to you, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Yeah, you're right. Season B starts pretty well so far. Just one, but and for the next week, I probably have less time to practice because we are planning to go practice with our late model on Wednesday. So hopefully, I'll be back in time for the race. I think it's Nashville, so I like Nashville. But if not, then it is what it is, and we'll see. Thanks to everyone because it was a great green flag race and not easy at all on such a slick track like that. Yeah, so congrats everyone, and thank you guys. Thanks Transit, Easy Crew, and yeah, my new teammates too.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations once again, man, on that win tonight. We'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you at Nashville. We'll see if you can maybe go 2 for 2, or if somebody else shows up. And they might work extra hard this week, and we'll see if they can show up and maybe put you to shame. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But nah, we'll see. We'll see you next week, man. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you in Nashville.
Yes, sir, guys. Yeah.
All right, there's your winner tonight, the 15 Nicholas Moreau. And guys, listen, that was a great race out there. That was a lot of fun. We've caught a lot of these. Josh, I know it's your first one with us up here in the booth, but that was an exciting race. I know the finish maybe not as exciting, but it was a great race overall. And Nick talked about how tough those trucks are to hang on to out there. And that just exemplifies the job that everybody did out there tonight.
Yeah, no, this was phenomenal. This was probably the best experience I could ask for, to just come up here, sit with you guys for a little bit and talk about racing, right? Like I've gotten a chance to race with these guys for a little bit now, to get up here and just kind of point out how well these guys do, especially when they come out first race of the season. You got new drivers in the field, people on new teams in the field, and everybody manages to give space. Nobody's just running each other over. This is just one of the better races that I think I've seen be put up, especially for the first race of the season.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. And you're right, to start off a season like this. And Richie, we've caught a lot of these together, and we've seen the highs and lows. We've seen some ugly ones. But man, tonight it looked like everybody was very on top of things. I mean, we even had new guys out there, never raced with us before, never raced with some of these guys at all. Everybody's showing some give and take and hanging on to their trucks, even though we saw them sideways a lot tonight.
Yeah, and it's, I think, attributed to the fact that you're able to run the top and the bottom here at both ends, and it gave everybody quite a bit of room to be able to chase those trucks sideways and all the different ways that they were. But Josh brings up space, and I'm just going to say I think we need more space in the booth. I think we're a little bit short on our space in here. I need a little bit more elbow room.
Yeah, we'll try to get a bigger booth next week.
Yeah, but it was definitely fun having Josh up here with us, for sure.
Well, listen.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, next week we head to Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing these guys tackle that track. That's a unique track, and it's always a lot of fun to watch the race there. So look forward to that. We'll have another great one, I'm sure. These truckers are going to put on a great show next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And on the screen, you'll see our broadcast schedule for Full Throttle Television. We'll be back in action on Sunday night with the Apex Racing O'Reilly series as they go to Coda. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Mondays with the Cup Series at Victory Fuel. And then, of course, the Apex Racing Cup Series on Tuesday nights. There's our schedule. You can catch us Sunday through Wednesdays here on Full Throttle Television. Well, Josh, I got to tell you, man, it's been a blast having you up here. I hope you've had as much fun as we've had. Love having you, and it's not going to be the last time, man. So I look forward to having you back in here again.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to being back up here.
All right. And Richie, well, I guess I'll see you next week. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Full Throttle Television, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For everybody at Full Throttle TV, for Joshua O'Connor joining us, and for Richie Coy, my name's Brady Hanna. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you had as much fun as we did, and we'll see you next Wednesday at Nashville.